What's going on, everyone? Today we've got an absolute banger of a tactic here for you guys. It is a triple striker tactic as well. Very, very potent in attack, but the reason why I have a triple striker tactic here for you guys today is because I was basically building this around one specific type of player, which he graces the thumbnail, and that was Antoine Griezmann. So, if you end up wanting to give this tactic a go here that you guys see in today's video, then I will be linking my Discord down below in the description. That is where you guys are going to be able to download the tactic from the download section of the Discord. But now, I guess, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So, being that we tested this mainly around Antoine Griezmann or players that are built like him, we tested with Atletico Madrid. Being that they're in a league with Real Madrid and Barcelona, this is pretty telling with how good this tactic is and how good it can be when you have the best players possible for this tactic. Now, how did we do in the league? Basically, we were winning it around 70% of the time. This time we won it on 91 points. We were absolutely fantastic, scoring 108 goals within the league as well. And basically, every time I tested this tactic, we were winning at minimum one trophy, whether it had been the league or the Super Cup. As we can see here, we did a double this time. Also, the Super Cup de España, they would end up winning that quite a bit as well. The one thing that they never did win, unfortunately, was the Champions League. They would get to the semifinal a whole hell of a lot, though. Unfortunately, they did not bring it home. But, I mean, winning the league all the time, the Copa del Rey as well, those are two massive trophies to get right there. And when it comes to how players perform within this tactic, the main goal threats are obviously going to be the three strikers up front. You're going to have the two advanced forwards, and then there is a deep line forward. You can probably tell which ones are which. Memphis Depay had 32 goals, Alvaro Morata with 31, and Antoine Griezmann with 24. But Antoine Griezmann also had 21 assists, which that was the highest on the team. There were a couple players with double-digit assists. Saul in midfield, he ended up having 16. Nahuel Molina and Semolino, both double digits as well. They're the wing backs. Nahuel Molina had 15, Semolino with 12, Koke with 11, Depay also, even though he was one of those advanced forwards, had 10, and then Marcos Llorente, another one of those midfielders, with 9. So we just missed the double-digit mark. Now, this tactic is very unique, not only because it is rocking three strikers up top, but because, as we can see here on Tactical Board, it also rocks three defensive midfielders. So we have three strikers, three defensive midfielders, and then a back four. The wingbacks are who are supplying the width. The reason why is because these defensive midfielders, outside this central one, they're going to end up being segundo volantes. That central one is a ball-winning midfielder. So these segundos are going to make those late arriving runs, which the advanced forward's already going to be up here. The deep line forward kind of drifts in between. He can also sag off very far off to make some plays. Ball-winning midfielder ends up coming up. You have the wing backs coming up as well. And then you have the ball-playing defenders here kind of as the fail-safes. So this is kind of how it looks in attack. It is absolutely amazing. It is very aggressive. If you're looking for an aggressive style tactic, this is definitely going to be the one for you, especially if you want to utilize wingbacks that are very, very good at playmaking. They are superb within this style of football, which you will see in the highlights here in a moment. So you're probably wondering, why did I build this tactic around Antoine Griezmann? I built it around him because I wanted to utilize a deep line forward or a complete forward, either in support or attack. I ended up getting the most out of him as the deep line forward, because if it was a complete forward, he'd kind of be in line with those advanced forwards. Unless it was on support, then it would kind of be where a deep line forward is. This is a more aggressive version of a number 10. I really like what it allows Antoine Griezmann to do, because not only does it allow him to get involved with goals, allows him to be involved as a playmaker, but he can also come back and make plays defensively, win the ball, move the ball up, and we counter immediately. He is basically the ultimate player within this setup. So if you have a great deep line forward that is like an Antoine Griezmann build, this is going to be an elite tactic for you. You're probably wondering though, how exactly is Antoine Griezmann built? Well, even though he is 33 years of age, he is still a fairly agile and quick player, and that helps play into his ability to kind of be everywhere all at once, especially in the final third. He is going to be your most key piece to this tactic. That will be your deep line forward. Not only is he pretty good still physically as a 33-year-old, his mentals are absolutely stellar. So composure, decisions, off the ball, vision, those are all going to be very important to this role. As we see, they are all ones that are highlighted, but those are going to be very important to how this style of football is played. And then when we get to his technicals, I mean, the playmaking ability, that is going to be a big part of this, because he had over 20 goals and he had over 20 assists. Absolutely fantastic. But within the league, he had 15 goals and 17 assists. So absolutely tearing it up in both departments. Very important player to this type of football. Now, I will say, with this tactic, you're going to need to have more than one type of Antoine Griezmann player. You'll definitely need your main starter in that role, your main go-to guy, but then you're going to need to have someone that you can rely on to kind of come in, give them a rest, because if they do end up getting injured, they are a pivotal part of this tactic. So you're definitely going to need to make sure that you have at least two types of players that can fit into that role perfectly. But now there's going to be two matches that I highlight here for you guys within the 2D match engine. This is really going to show how well a lot of these roles perform. Now, the first match I'm going to highlight is going to really highlight those wingbacks and how big they are in creating plays, because one of the players is involved in 3 of the goals. The wingbacks are involved in all 4 of the goals as well, which is amazing, because this is the Copa del Rey final against Real Madrid, which ended up beating them 4-1. So, as you can see, those wingbacks, absolutely fantastic, especially Samuelino down that left-hand side. But the striker trio up top creates chaos within the box. Now, this next one is actually the last match of the season, where they take on Athletic Bilbao, and they end up demolishing them 5-0. All 3 strikers are the ones that end up bagging the goals. So you'll see Memphis Depay, Alvaro Morata, as well as Antoine Griezmann, and Antoine Griezmann gets himself a brace in this match. So, there we have it for the highlights. Looks absolutely fantastic. The ball play is absolutely insane. Like the passing, borderline, Pep Guardiola era Barcelona type majestic. It was just absolutely incredible. But now we're going to go ahead and take a look at things with the tactic as a whole, including those player instructions right now over on the FM side of things. So, the file that you're going to be looking for when you go to download it is Gormy's 433 MegaMind. That is going to be the name of the tactical file in the download section of my Discord. So we've got 2 advanced forwards up top with a deep line forward in between them, all of them on attack. You have 2 segundo volantes on support with a ball-weighted midfielder on support in between them. 2 wingbacks on attack out wide supplying that width. 2 ball-playing defenders on defend, and a sweep keeper on support. Both advanced forwards on attack were left as is. The deep line forward on attack has shoot more often. Both segundo volantes on support have move into channels and tackle harder. The ball-weighted midfielder on support was left as is. Those wingbacks on attack have crossed more often and crosses aimed at center. Both ball-playing defenders were left unchanged, and that sweep keeper on support was also left as is. When it comes to the mentality with this tactic, I definitely suggest playing it on attacking because it is an aggressive style of football. However, if you want to go positive, you can do that as well to kind of play it a little bit more safe. You will concede less goals doing that, but basically you're going to be outscoring your problems with this tactic, so putting it on attacking mentality is going to be perfectly fine. When we're in possession, we have fairly narrow attacking width. We play out from the defense, work the ball into the box, and use low crosses in the final third, shorter passing directness, and slightly higher tempo. When we're in transition, we counter press and counter and distribute to the fullbacks and center backs. Once we're out of possession, we have a high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, and more often trigger press. Now, with this tactic, if you wish to use it, I do highly suggest having a playmaking type striker within your side. Or if you have a number 10 that you want to play up front, definitely do that as well. I think it's going to work perfect for either way you wish to approach it. But when it comes to the level of ability of a club needed to play this, you basically just need the right players to fit into these roles. So you can play it at any level, you just need the right players to be able to pull it off. But when it comes to tactical tweaks, as I know some of you will be worried about it being super aggressive and very attacking, you'll want to concede less goals. These are the changes that I would make for those of you that are worried about that. Instead of having the wingbacks on attack, I would put both of them onto the support duty. They'll still perform just fine, but they'll be a tiny bit more defensive than say they would be on the attack duty. And then with the mentality, you take that from attacking to positive, and if you are a newly promoted side playing the style, either go positive or go balance. Those are going to be your best bets to make sure that you're doing okay and still producing at a high level with this tactic. But there we have it. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to check this tactic out. Once again, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description. That's where you're going to be able to download the tactic from within the download section of the Discord. But if you have enjoyed, please feel free. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button. Right now I'll be popping up my most recent tactics video, which is in regards to asymmetric tactics and how to master them within FM24. So make sure to check that out. But until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.